So I didn't always used to live in Washington. I came from British Columbia after living there for a few years during college. And in BC, they don't have private insurance. They kind of have a few automotive private groups, but it's really just like add-ons to your real insurance, which comes from the government of BC. And I knew a fella, and he was really proud of this. And he would talk about how he had gone through 8 cars. He only ever bought one of them. He bought the first one because he knew how to get into a roundabout, get into an accident the right way. And ICBC, which is their car insurance company over there, he knew how to get them to buy him a new car every time.
Yeah.
And that was once a year for 8 cars. I don't know if he's still been able to get away with it because they've been changing some of their policies up there. But it's because of that I think ICBC was losing something like $1 billion every year. And it was only increasing every year. Yeah. So like the fraudulent claim, it's an interesting point because I've heard other insurance agents talk about how sometimes they can kind of tell who the fraudulent ones are. And I don't know, have you ever had that experience? Have you ever had a fraudulent customer come and try to wrangle you out of something?
Well, the interesting part is since you make friends with your customers, you make these relationships with your customers. Sometimes they'll ask you a question point blank and you just have to say, yeah, that's insurance fraud. And they go, oh. And like they were just truly, they weren't trying to be evil or hurtful, or they were just trying to say, hey, this is my policy. Is there a loophole that helps me get this covered in a way? Do I just tell you that, my roof that's having these issues, that there was a big windstorm last week? Like, no, you don't get to just make this stuff up. So, no, but that is part of what insurance is had a problem with, is that there's just so many, fraud can be so many layers to it. And some of it is an agent problem. Some of it is an agent that's trying to save their customer money. So even though they're driving down to Seattle every single day, we're going to say, oh, they're a pleasure use. They're just pleasure use on their vehicle. At times it feels like the industry really benefits an agent that's willing to cut a corner. And that's unfortunate. It shouldn't be that way. I would say in this hard market, the agents are a little more under fire than they used to be, and that the insurance companies are really watching and they're auditing and they're taking a look at the way we've written our things. They're looking for fraud and they're looking for who's committing this fraud. And they're starting to deny things when somebody cut a corner. It used to be if you were hiding your 17-year-old that's driving your car and is licensed, that they didn't necessarily know that. Well, they've got reports now that they can pull that there's another licensed driver in your household. We want to make sure that we get this one covered. You then tell us, no, I don't have any more. Well, now you've lied.
Right.
Now you've lied. And now if there's a claim that involves that kid, they can deny it. And those are the sort of things that insurance is really starting to pay attention to, is, okay, where are we getting lied to and where can we start to correct? Unfortunately, they don't always handle it the way that we like. Some of it's very impersonal, and we call them nasty grams, that we get a nasty gram from the company where they're asking for information that just seems ridiculous, but they're looking to protect themselves from excessive losses.
Yeah. And given just the current state of things, you understand why they're so testy about it.
Yeah. We don't like it, but we understand.